Yo, just so you understand it, this is Coach Carvel Bailey's program with the spirit of Bob Hambry.
This is Blessed to Ball, helping athletes, and we represent. Study your craft, your mentality leads to excellence. It's all about your mindset. We'll never stop addressing this, so be positive and not a pessimist. Confidence took James Harden higher. If you really want it, it ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna be hard as carbon fiber, but we got you. From counseling to workshops, we do it. You'll go farther with a scholarship. We'll help you get recruited. Yo, anyone can dribble and shoot, but it's the ones who study basketball internally that make it to Duke University. Knowledge goes around. The game is played from the neck up and not from the shoulders down. This is Blessed to Ball, helping you with obstacles. The athletes are the rocket. Blessed to Ball is the rocket fuel. If you hit a wall, we can help you slowly climb it. So keep a Mamba mentality like Kobe Bryant.
Blessed to Ball.
Cherish the opportunities that you have.
Blessed to Ball.
Use your mentality to master the craft.
Blessed to Ball.
Come join our team, it's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play.
Blessed to Ball.
Cherish the opportunities that you have.
Blessed to Ball.
Use your mentality to master the craft.
Blessed to Ball.
Come join our team, it's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play. Yo, Coach Carvel Bailey. Hey, listen to your coach, man. He ain't no scrub off the street. That man got credentials, academic and street. Believe it, and my name is Strategic.
How y'all doing? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Lunch and Learn. I'm your host, Coach Carvel Bailey. How y'all doing today? So let's get into it today, right? So we're talking about the building blocks for success. And so we're talking about what are those building blocks for success for your particular athlete. I'm doing something on my desk right now, but okay, bingo, right? So what are the building blocks for your athlete? Now, I talk about this frequently, but I'm going to give it to you again because I understand, right, that there are a lot of people that may just be seeing this for the first time. There are also people that need to hear this information again, right? Let me know what city and state you checking in from. I think I see Lawrence Burnett on. Right? Let me know what city and state you're checking in from. Don't just hide behind the camera, y'all, right? I like interaction. That's how I like to teach. I like that interaction. So come back with me, right? Let's talk to me. Let me know what city and state you're checking in from. But when we're talking about building blocks for success, right? This is what I'm talking about. Basically three things. There's only really three building blocks that's needed for success. And if you don't know, or if you don't understand, the reason why basketball is so important in an athlete's life is because all those skills that they learn on the court are then transferable off the court. Does that make sense? Right? All the skills that are on the court are transferable off the court. So, yes, sir, we got the low end in the house. We got my main man, Lefty B. Boy, right? One of the great point guards of his day, right, in the Chicagoland area. Me and Lefty have done a couple different classes. If you haven't had a chance, right, go and check out on Life and Basketball, as well as Lefty. Drop the name of y'all podcast, man, UNJ4, right? But Lefty is an amazing, right? So I always talk about players, I always talk about coaches, and I always talk about people that are influential in the game of basketball. Not only is that individual, Lefty, a player, but he's also a coach, but he's influential in the state of basketball, right? There are certain people that are influential. So again, these three building blocks that I'm going to talk about today are things that if it's Coach Burnett, if it's Lefty Boy, right? No matter, they all have them. Your favorite NBA players, most of them have them. But the first building block to success is attitude. What's your athlete's attitude like? Now, coaches love players with a great attitude. But again, these skills are transferable. So guess what? Teachers love students with good attitudes. But more importantly, employers love employees with good attitudes. And then if you take it a bit further, customers love business owners with good attitudes. So no matter where you turn, where your athlete ends up after the ball stops bouncing, because the ball stops bouncing for everybody at some point in time in their life. But what is their attitude like? Right? Do they have a attitude to where they're uncoachable, to where they think they know everything? Or do they have an attitude to where it's like nothing is going to get better? In the psychology realm, they call that a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. What's their attitude like? And based on the attitude, that then tells the level of success that they can possibly reach. So when we talk about attitudes, right, there are certain players, certain athletes that are cancerous to a team. And a coach will never put them on a roster because they have a bad attitude. There are also certain individuals who may not have the most talent, but they have a tremendous attitude and they're good for the locker room. They're good for the program. The Shermans, right? Sherman's from Baltimore. We got B More in the house, right? I always love to, right? Where's our reach going? We got B More in the house. But we talk about attitude. What's their attitude like? The attitude is the foundation. That's the cornerstone. That's the building block for everything else. And most parents, they want their kid to go Division I. Most parents, they want their kid to go Division I out of high school. A lot of parents don't even know that there are other divisions. There's Division I, there's Division II, there's Division III, there's NAIA, and then you have junior college. And then you have prep school. So there are a lot of different divisions where someone can go and play after high school. But because most parents want their kid to go Division I, it messes the attitude up. Because now it's like a Division I or bust type of thing. And then you have certain players that think that, again, I was a junior college head coach. There are certain players that will say, hey, I'm too good for you. But John Calipari never knocked on their door. Does that make sense? Right? But the attitude, that's the first building block. The second building block is academics. Now, academics can go a whole lot of different ways, right? Academics is based on learning. Academics, when I think of academics, I'm thinking knowledge, right? So academics is not only off the court in the classrooms, how are they doing with their academics? Because they can't be eligible, right? They can't play if they're not eligible. So what's their academics looking like? But also, and you know, right, with us, with Hoops Mastery, with Bless the Ball, right, we help guards. We help high school guards become more recruitment ready, right? So then they can reach their goals, whatever that may be when they leave high school. But for a guard, they have to be academically inclined as an athlete. So many athletes play basketball, but they don't know how to play basketball. And the reason they don't know how to play basketball because they aren't students of the game. And because they aren't students of the game, that then affects their IQ, which also affects their awareness. But if we dig deeper, right, part of the reason why their academics, why they're not a basketball student or a school student, ultimately goes back to that first building block, which is the attitude. Is it making sense to you, right? I don't have to get on and watch a Coach Bailey Lunch and Learn. I don't have to get on and go to a Coach Bailey's YouTube page. I don't have to get on and check out Lefty B Boys podcast, right, with J4. I don't have to get on and go through YouTube and watch certain games. I don't have to like study plays. I don't have to study players. I don't have to study tendencies the same way. I don't have to study this chapter. I don't have to study this particular set of notes. It's all relevant. But all of that is based on attitude. Does that make sense? So if your players are coming up short in their IQ and their awareness because their academics, again, learning, building blocks for success, it'll affect everything. It'll affect everything. We got the Hall of Famer in the building, right? Hall of Fame official, Mr. Steve Alexander. What's good, my brother? So we're talking about the attitude is the first building block to success. And then we got academics, which is the next building block to success. Athletes should be, particularly high school guards, right? We're talking about basketball guards, particularly in high school. they should be lifelong learners of this game. They should be learning each and every day. And the problem, going back to the attitude, most players aren't doing basketball related activities. BIA is what I call them, right? Basketball improvement activities. They're not doing those BIAs every day because of their attitude. But also those BIAs then affect their academics. And now because they aren't smart enough on a basketball court, right? They aren't a smart basketball player. And my dad told me a long time ago, you show me a smart student, I'll show you a smart player. You show me a not so smart student, I'm gonna show you a not so smart player. Somebody drop a 1 in the chat if you ever watched a game and somebody did something and you like, oh, like what are you doing, right? In my class, we're talking about common sense, but right. So I'm a social studies teacher, right? Teach economics and law and history and all. But right now we're talking about common sense. But a lot of people don't have common sense. And so have you ever been in the game? Just drop a 1. If you ever saw someone in a basketball game and you're thinking to yourself, what are you doing? Because that just isn't common sense. Just drop a 1 if you've seen that. But a lot of times that happens because the players aren't students of the game and they don't understand the game. And now when they don't understand the game, it then affects the third part. And the third part is the aptitude. Now, the aptitude is how well you do something. And so this is my particular branded, right? This is my particular branded recruitment triple threat. We start with the foundation, which is the attitude. And then we build it up to the academics. And the smallest part of that triangle at the top here is aptitude. And aptitude is how well do you do a thing? The play. Does that make sense? Right? A lot of players believe that now coaches are only looking at how they play. A lot of parents are thinking coaches are only looking at how they play. And athletes' playing ability is the least most important thing to a real coach. I was back and forth on the internet with a guy and I think he took offense to the word real coach. Well, obviously he didn't understand, wasn't clear on what I'm saying. But I'm saying a real coach, not an armchair coach, right? Not a Monday morning coach, not a Friday evening coach, not a parent, not an official, not a fan, but a coach, someone that's actually been in that seat coaching. They understand that their profession, they're the expert. So if I'm the expert, I can teach your kid how to play. Even to the point, guess what? With our hoops mastery, and I chuckle a lot of times when I hear parents be like, well, my kid needs to be on the court to learn. Well, your kid probably is not college material. Like I currently still have players that I've coached in high school and college that are overseas playing, and I can coach them in a text message. I can coach them online. I can coach them in a phone call. What's the issue that you're having? And I can provide the solution. Does that make sense? Right? But coaches that understand that I can teach you how to play this game, but I can't teach you how to play this game if you have a bad attitude, and I can't teach you how to play this game if you don't understand the game. You're not a student of the game. That's where the academics come in. But the aptitude is the smallest part. But because the attitude is bad, and then that affects the academic portion, and then the academic portion now stifles and hinders and basically locks up the ability to perform better, aptitude, your performance. And then based on that performance, and then parents are looking for exposure, their kids get exposed, and now the confidence totally drops. This is why we help our high school guards become more recruitment ready, right? We improve their confidence, we improve their IQ, we improve their awareness, and improve their exposure. But you don't just be recruitment ready in basketball, because I just said what employers like. I just said what customers like. I just said what teachers like. These skills are transferable. So if you can get those building blocks, it will then help your child once the ball stops bouncing, because they probably will be recruited to a job. They will probably be recruited right, into a program or dealing with somebody else. So when we're talking about being more recruitment ready, it's not just about the sport. It's really about life in general. And those are the building blocks needed to give you a solid foundation, to give your athlete a solid foundation to then build on. Because if they have a better attitude, they would then become a better student of the game and life. And then that will help them perform better. I'm done. 16 minutes, 16 and a half minutes. I hope that made sense, right? Drop a yes in the chat if this made sense to you, right? Ego kills most, especially when they have folks who only care about so-called potential. Hey, Steve, I'm gonna share this with you in 2 minutes. Jerry Wainwright, right? Jerry Wainwright, right? The Sherman said they understand it, right? Justin, understand it. Steve, understand it, right? Pearl Washington. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, Lefty. And you said it on our podcast, like you used to watch Pearl Washington and pattern your game after the Pearl. But you was watching CBS. You was a student of the game. You understand what I'm saying? Right? Michael Nicholson, right? Mike Nance. It can go on and on and on and on and on. The navigation of life, right? Steve, yes. Yep. Steve say you understand. Just say so I'm gonna share this story. Jerry Wainwright, that used to coach at DePaul. And then he was at Marquette. When I used to work basketball camps at Marquette with Coach Buzz Williams and Jerry Wainwright was the assistant. Jerry Wainwright told me a story. Now, I'm not going to say the player's name who eventually went to the NBA, but this player played for DePaul. And Coach Wainwright told me this. He said, and parents, understand this. Understand a coach's mentality. Jerry Wainwright said, Carvel, let me tell you about potential. He said, potential get coaches fired. I said, what you mean, coach? He said, because as a coach, I'm looking at a player's potential and I'm hoping that they eventually turn that corner. I'm hoping, I'm praying that they eventually turn that corner because I think they have potential. But in reality, that potential will get you fired. Because now you're losing games because you're putting someone in a position to perform better, the aptitude, but their IQ, their awareness, their academics is not up to par. And that's based on their attitude. So in turn, Coach Wainwright got fired from DePaul. But here's what he said he did, Steve. He said that individual, he took that individual to the bus station. A lot of parents understand this. Coaches will fly your athlete out to a school on scholarship. But when it's time to get rid of them, they're going to put them on a Greyhound bus, and that Greyhound going to make as many stops as it can. So now that flight from Illinois to Texas, it took 90 minutes. That bus ride home when the coach takes away that scholarship, that's going to be a 12-hour bus ride because it's going to stop every place it can. Because I'm spending the least amount of money on you to get home. I just got to get you home. However long it takes, that's on you. So he said he took this guy to the bus stop, and he said he loves this guy. He said he took him to the bus stop and he told him, hey man, like I wish you all the success on the next level, but you can't play at DePaul no more. And the next year, Jerry Wainwright got fired, but it was all built up on potential. I'm just telling y'all what I know. I'm just the conversations I have, the people I learn from, the understanding that I get. And so when I work with athletes and parents, right, they're getting 29 years of experience in roughly about 12 to 24 weeks. You can't put a price tag on that. And then I come giving you the game right here, right? So Steve say, man, right? That blew me away, Steve. Then this was about 7-8 years ago. I remember that story to this day because I'm like, wow, that's incredible. And it made so much sense. Potential will get you fired. I've had players that has quit on me. And when I look back, I say, man, this dude quit 3 weeks ago. I was wondering why they were performing the way they were performing. Well, they quit mentally. But that goes back to the foundation, the attitude, the academics and the aptitude. So listen, if you know that your athlete needs more of this, right? If you know that your athlete needs more of this type of information, education, knowledge, none of that means a thing unless they have an accountability partner or a coach that can help them put things into action. See, knowledge is not power. Somebody lied to us growing up. Knowledge isn't power. Applied knowledge is power. So once you get the information, how are you then going to apply it? That's what I'm thinking about. That's what I want for you and your athlete to take action on. Go get help. It don't have to be for me, but go get help, because those foundational things are not just relevant in basketball, it's relevant in life. So here's what I want y'all to do, right? Here's what I want y'all to do. I'm about to get off because my class is about to come back in. Here's what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to share this. I want y'all to share this with at least 2 people, coaches, athletes. Share this with at least 2 people that you know can use this information. Because again, it's not just basketball that I'm talking about, it's life. And all those skills are transferable. So do you want your athlete to just be a great basketball player, or do you want your athlete to be a successful individual after the ball stops bouncing? All right. Once you acquire information, you never lose it. You never lose it. All right. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all already know what it is. As Dion say, DJ, cue up my music.
Yo, just so you understand it, this is Coach Carvel Bailey's program with the spirit of Bob Hambry.
This is Blessed to Ball, helping athletes, and we represent. Study your craft, your mentality leads to excellence. It's all about your mindset. We'll never stop addressing this, so be positive and not a pessimist. Confidence took James Harden higher. If you really want it, it ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna be hard as carbon fiber, but we got you. From counseling to workshops, we do it. You'll go farther with a scholarship. We'll help you get recruited. Yo, anyone can dribble and shoot, but it's the ones who study basketball internally that make it to Duke University. Knowledge goes around. The game is played from the neck up and not from the shoulders down. This is Blessed to Ball, helping you with obstacles. The athletes are the rocket. Blessed to Ball is the rocket fuel. If you hit a wall, we can help you slowly climb it. So keep a Mamba mentality like Kobe Bryant.
Blessed to Ball.
Cherish the opportunities that you have.
Blessed to Ball.
Use your mentality to master the craft.
Blessed to Ball.
Come join our team, it's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play.
Blessed to Ball.
Cherish the opportunities that you have.
Blessed to Ball.
Use your mentality to master the craft.
Blessed to Ball.
Come join our team, it's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play. Yo, Coach Carvel Bailey. Hey, listen to your coach, man. He ain't no scrub off the street. That man got credentials, academic and street. Believe it. And my name is strategic.